What's up, everyone? We are back with another episode of Pound for Pound. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C.
A Shadow Line production.
Henry, that's how. Oh, you see how I'm feeling, right? This is how I'm feeling, huh? That's how I'm feeling. JG just went to work, so I'm feeling. Oh, okay, it's soft now. Damn it.
Pause.
Pause. All right, you got me. You paused me. All right. UFC 313 happened this weekend, Henry. I mean, what do you mixed feelings? I mean, we got a new champion, another belt, gone away from the champion. First of all, Henry, I'm gonna let you just dissect it. You tell me how you felt about that main event,
Yeah.
and before I give my 2 cents.
Not taking away anything from Ankalaev, because Ankalaev did beat Alex Pereira. But I will say this, I think Alex Pereira's lifestyle is finally kind of catching up to him. It's finally catching up to him. The travel, the shama, the a lot of the skits and a lot of stuff that he's actually doing. It's really not doing him any service. The only reason why I say is because his body looked a little different, dude. He looked a little pudgier. He looked a little thicker in the face going in. But then two, we have to credit Magomed Ankalaev, dude. He did a really good job of his composure, bro. He didn't react to a lot of Pereira's things where, a lot of these guys are like, Pereira throws and like they'll like bring their arms. Like the dude had his hands up the whole damn time, and not just that, but Alex Pereira also has trouble with southpaws, dude. And I said it in the beginning, dude. You take away his power, yeah. Did he kick him? Cool. But Magomed Ankalaev did a really good job of kicking his legs too, man. With southpaw, he hurt Alex Pereira. You can tell in the beginning of round one where Alex tried to switch because that lead leg was hurt, and they both kind of had similar stance. So it's almost like you kick the kicker, and that's exactly what Magomed Ankalaev, dude. He kicked the kicker. He stayed composed, and then he was able to keep him against the cage. I mean, I personally thought it was a masterpiece of how is it that Magomed Ankalaev actually competed. A lot of people will call it boring, but that's not it, man. Whether you win by an inch or a mile, Magomed Ankalaev did a really good job, dude, of hurting him. I thought he got the better shots. He buckled him at one point, I believe in the second. It was maybe I would almost say, Kamaru, that it was either maybe 4-1 or 3-2, but it was all Uncle Live, man. Uncle Live really demonstrated and showed the fighter, the striker that he is. It was based on his composure. It was the fact that he was kicking the kicker, and also as we saw in the past, too, Alex Pereira does not do good with southpaws because you take away that power, everything changes. So everything that I kind of talked about ended up happening, but I wasn't expecting Magomed Ankalaev to actually beat him. That was the only thing that I could say wrong. But stylistically, I feel like this was all Magomed Ankalaev, and I think Alex Pereira started complaining a little bit. Oh, you hold me against the cage. Well, it's your job to get out of there. You know what I'm saying, Kamaru? How many times have we held somebody against the change and throwing knees up the middle? Like, dude, for those who have never fought before, somebody gets you against the cage and they're throwing knees to your thighs, bro. That's just as good as throwing a right hand to somebody's face. I mean, that stuff hurts. So you hit him right in those funny bones or whatever that may be. You hit him right between that muscle, then you fatigue somebody. So this wasn't a robbery. This was all Magomed. Maybe 4-1 or 3-2. Maybe the third. I'd want to say round one and maybe 3 to Pereira. But other than that, dude, to me, this was all Magomed Ankalaev. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah, Henry. Honestly, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think across the board, I would say I think all of the judges gave Alex Pereira that first round, and yeah, I can see that because they're both jockeying for position, and Alex Pereira landed some good kicks. As you can see at the beginning of that fight, he starts to kind of measure. And Henry, I only partially agree with what you mean by he has problems with southpaw. I don't think so. Like, look, he fought Khalil Rountree, who's a southpaw. He finished him. He fought Yuri, which when Yuri switched to southpaw after Pereira was destroying his leg, he still finished him. So I don't think he has a problem with southpaw. I think Pereira usually gets his way of breaking these guys down. But Henry, you're right. He looked a little different. He was a step behind. As you see it, when they're both in the center and they're trying to jockey for position, Magomed Ankalaev is just able to just like people underestimate the slight movements, just getting out of position a little bit. And Magomed would do that. And it seemed like Alex was behind it was just a step slower trying to find him. And of course, Ankalaev definitely had the speed advantage. And one of the biggest things is Alex Pereira is a giant. And as the fight starts, he starts to build and build and build and gets even bigger and bigger and bigger. Ankalaev didn't let that happen. Ankalaev wasn't scared of him. He wasn't shook. He was in his face from the start. And you see them both. There were times they would be bouncing right in the center, trying to see who would take a step back. Ankalaev wasn't leaving. He was there. He walked him down. And it was a perfect, I would say this, perfect game plan. He had great fight IQ. I think people keep expecting, because he's a Dagestani, and people keep expecting him to shoot a double leg shot like we do sometimes, Henry and Khabib and Islam, some of these guys can do, and run him down, take him down the center and control him. And no, he doesn't necessarily do that. He showed that his striking is just as good as anyone. He can touch Alex Pereira. He's not afraid of him. He kept his chin down. And man, he was just a step ahead. I mean, he landed so beautiful. There was a couple times he really rocked Alex and hurt him. I believe in maybe the second round. But Henry, I agree with you. This could have definitely been a 4-1 decision. I'm not angry about the 3-2 decision for Ankalaev, because I think in that fifth round, Alex Pereira did come out with a little bit more sense of urgency. He looked like he was trying to fight and actually go try to finish the fight. But Ankalaev would, push him up against the fence and work on him and just kind of wear him down again. But you're right. Hey, it's your job to get off the fence. If you're not doing that, then why would the ref save you? And so, yeah, Ankalaev is just, he fought a masterful performance because, hey, Henry, sometimes that's what you need to do to become a champion. That is what, because for champion to contender, you're behind. This is the champion up here. All you need is a little step better than the champion to now, to now become the champion. And once you're the champion, then you can start taking your risk. Then you can start really opening up on the rest of the division, because now you have that confidence that I am the best in the world. And so you can, I think you could expect Magomed Ankalaev to definitely get, better from here and open up more from here. As far as, yes, the fight wasn't the most entertaining fight. And I think, Henry, something we kind of knew that. We kind of knew this wasn't going to necessarily be like fireworks and both guys are trying to end each other out there. So I think there's a reason why it was such an emphasis with keeping a guy like the highlight on this card. Um, but hey, we'll get to him. But for now, Henry? What do you think is next? What's next for Alex, and obviously Ankalaev?
Yeah, well, if you think about it too, man, it's almost like people will call it, just to kind of refresh. People will call this style kind of boring, dude. It's not, man. It's competitive, dude, and people really need to understand the sport of MMA. You fight a guy like Alex Pereira. Now there's a blueprint. Put him against the cage. Survive those first couple rounds. The third round, you start putting him against the cage, and things do change. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. It was like Bautista and Jose Aldo. Like Jose, he had him against the cage the whole damn time. It's not Bautista's fault. It's the fact that Jose Baldo just couldn't get out of the cage. Just couldn't get off the fence. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like I think this is when fighters start to break down other fighters. When people start to see, it's like, hey man, this dude is beatable. You know what I'm saying? If
Right,
you stay
right.
composed, if you keep your hands up, and if you're southpaw, it benefits you a lot because you take away that kick, man. And not just that, dude. Like even throughout the rounds, Kamaru, like Pereira's mouth was open. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you should as a judge, you should study that stuff too. You know, and that was one of the big things. Like Pereira's like his mouth was open like the majority of the damn fight, dude. With such dude, it had it had everything to do with maybe his lifestyle. That's maybe something that he does need to digest. I mean, is he one of the greatest light heavyweights of all time? Yeah, 100%. What he's been able to do. But the same reason why we never put him up and pound for pound is because he never fought the number one contender in Magomed Ankalaev. And now we're able to see what is it that actually happens. You know what I'm saying? You can be the UFC champion, but it doesn't always mean like you're the best in the world. Congratulations to Magomed Ankalaev, dude. And I will say this, man, it's something that I was going for Magomed Ankalaev too, is the fact that and I'm emotional about it, is the fact that he dedicated this fight to Buvaisar Saitiev, man. And when I saw him in that press conference dedicate that fight to a real legend, a real legend, and Buvaisar Saitiev, man, I was like, bro, like I hope you come with five aces, man. And he delivered, bro. He did it for Dagestan. He did it for the greatest wrestling legend of all time. Congratulations to him. But what is next? What is next for Ankalaev? We heard Dana White said, "Oh yeah, possible rematch." In other words, the UFC they do want a guy like Pereira to be a champion. They might want to. They
Oh,
might. They,
come
they might. No,
on.
of course. You know why? Shama. He brings entertainment. He brings the numbers, dude. Hey, the UFC is
But
all
that's
based
not the
on
only
numbers.
reason.
He brings the excitement. He knocks people the fuck out, and that's why people do like him. That's why the UFC likes him, right?
Well,
So
so you think they're
here,
only gonna give him a? You think they're only giving him a rematch because of that?
no. But wait, hear me out, Kush. Jesus,
All
dude.
right,
You
all
over
right. I'm
here,
listening. I'm
chucking that
listening.
gun, dude.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm
I'm
listening. Go
saying
ahead.
is they might want to run. They might because again, it's not like typically what Dana White says. No, it's immediate rematch for what he's done. But he says, but we know his word was probably. In other words, they're saying, all right, man, maybe we get Alex Pereira another fight with somebody so he can get his confidence back up. Or and then maybe we give Ankalaev, the Polish power, maybe a little tougher matchup. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking like stylistically and how is it that the UFC is actually thinking because remember, Dana White didn't say immediate rematch. He said probably. There was no confirmation. So it doesn't matter what any of these guys say. It matters what Dana White wants to do.
Yeah, honestly, I think they do a rematch for sure because I Alex Pereira is the star in that division. He's been through that division. He's stopping all the guys back to back to back. So I think this warrants a rematch. For the company's standpoint, me not so much because it wasn't like something freakishly happened. He just was kind of outclassed that night, that night. So, but I can see it. Uncle Ive is a very respectful guy, and he wouldn't mind fighting that fight again. And yeah, I think Alex wouldn't mind that one back. I don't think for the UFC standpoint they need to give him somebody to build his confidence up. What confidence? He didn't get knocked out. He just got outclassed. And in his mind, he could feel like, oh well, this guy just ran from me, or the guy just worked on this position, in that, but I can catch him. So no, I don't think that's something Alex needs to fight another fight to get his confidence back again. No, it just activity was very, very low. And he looked flat. He looked flat. And sometimes you have an off night. It happens with everybody. It happens with the best of us. And so, unless you're Floyd Mayweather, but it happens. So
Yeah, no, but Flippman was a master of selling it, but he also had dance partners. Can you go back to the strikes, dude? That way we can all see this. Look at this. Total strikes 127 to 224. Significant strikes for Magomed Ankalaev 94 to 180.
94 to
Significant strikes for Alex Pereira, 76 to 137. Head 11 out of 57 for Pereira. Head, and pause, 36 to 1 to 112 for Magomed. Now we talk about the body. And that was one thing that I will bring up. And that was one thing that really slowed down Pereira too. And people are not talking about it. It was those teep kicks from Magomed Ankalaev, bro. It was the fact that he went to the body. Like a lot of these fans did not know what the fuck is going on. This is why we have our podcast, and this is why the professionals actually give their two takes. He was able to rip to that body, dude. At one point he did hurt Pereira, but Pereira has a really good poker face. Wasn't able to show it, but you can tell with his body language when he moves back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it doesn't take that much, especially if you cut a lot of weight where you could be exposed to the body. So to me, this was a night for the Russians. To me, this was a night for the legendary Buvaisar Satiev that was dedicated to this fight.
Wait.
It means a
Okay.
lot to
Okay.
me
Let me chime in on that real quick. Yes.
because when you fight
Blaydes
Inspire, Kamaru, when you
Satiev.
fight
Yeah,
Inspire,
but
you've done it
but
before.
in the
It's
press
different.
conference, they kind of put that on him though, and I thought that was like, yes, let him come out and say that. I felt like the whoever reporter that asked him that question, they put that on him to where he had no choice but to say, yeah. They were like, "Will you be dedicating this fight to him?" Like, come on, let me fight. What if had he, God forbid, but let's say he lost his dog or his uncle or maybe his father at that same moment. Like how are you gonna put that on him? And he knows what he wants to dedicate the fight to. So don't the report whoever that reporter was who says, "Hey, will you be dedicating this fight to Blaydes Satiev because he just passed away and this and that?" He's a he's a Russian legend. Of course, he's gonna say, "Yeah, sure." Since you put that on me, but what if his grandma passed away and he wanted to dedicate the fight to his grandma? So I love the fact that, yes, he did go with it and say, yeah, I dedicate this to him. But first of all, we all love Blaydes Satiev because we come from the world of wrestling. Ankalaev don't really wrestle. So let's just stop classifying him as a Dagestani wrestler. He's not wrestling. Ankalaev put on a masterpiece. He showed that he's not afraid of anyone. He's got the striking, he's got the footwork. Man, and fight IQ.
Just walk him down.
When he came out in that third round, and then because he didn't really try to hold Alex on the cage until that third round. He came out, shot, kept him on the cage. I think he probably had over 2 minutes of control time in that third round. But one key thing, Henry, that I thought that a lot of people were missing that didn't really see is the hand fighting. Ankalaev dominated Alex Pereira's front hand. He dominated it. He was touching it. He was pulling it down. Alex couldn't get off. Alex landed maybe 6 jabs that I saw, good jabs, but he couldn't. Ankalaev controlled that hand. He was moving it in, moving it out. He was playing with it the whole time. And Pereira just couldn't get going. I think they do the rematch, of course. It's the biggest fight they can do in the division because Pereira's been through everybody else. They do the rematch and just give Ankalaev a chance to really solidify himself as the champion there and really now start to carry that torch. So, I mean, I like it. I think they do that before the year is over. Congratulations to Magomed Ankalaev because he did say he was going to go out there and do it, and he definitely did. So,
But think about it too, Kamaru. Everybody doubted this dude, including us, because
I
we're
didn't
like, all
doubt.
right,
I
man,
knew what he was capable of doing, but I
of
also
course,
knew
but
what Alex
yeah, but
Pereira was capable of doing.
of
Had
course.
that. So it is everyone's night. But I agree. Okay, I agree. I can say that. Yeah,
No,
Magomed, he went out
everybody,
there. He did
Kush,
his
Kush.
thing.
Everybody was on the ha, hey, 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 ha, hey, 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 ha, hey, hey, hey. If you watch all the fighter posts, they were all on Pereira, including us, because we're like, all right, man, you're
Of
gonna stand with the dude
course,
that has heavy hands. It's like, all right,
but
dude, I believe you.
he's proved it. He's proved it. So we weren't wrong for being on. He proved it. He proved it. We was had he went out and then got another finish. Hey, next week he might be pound for pound. So who knows? Like let's we're not wrong for that. But now Magomed Ankalaev gets a chance to start to carry that torch and really put himself now in the pound for pound talk. But
Damn, is that right? Woo? Where,
Henry,
where do you put Ankalaev if he just beat Alex Pereira?
I put him in the top 10 now. I'll let him. He creeps up in the top 10, and then
Really?
we'll
So
let
you
yeah.
tell
So
so
not
so what does that leave Pereira? So Pereira's still in the top. So Pereira's still ahead of him?
yeah
Oh,
yeah.
dude, come on.
We're talking about body of work. Okay. It's not just, and the fight just happened. So other fights are happening each and every week. So Pereira could get bumped down. But for as far as right now, what Pereira has done to his division and the fights that he's been fighting, yes, he's still in the top 10 for
Yeah, but
sure.
remember, dude, pound for pound is what you're doing right now. I'm gonna have
Exactly.
to.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to put. I'm gonna have to put Ankalaev in the top five, dude. In the five, and I'll bump Pereira to number six
Ankalaev in the top five
on the
over
top. Yeah, top five pound for pound, dude. Pound for pound.
you're gonna put Ankalaev over Tom Aspinall,
Yeah, because yes, because
over
because
Alexandra Pantoja.
yes, because okay. So this is how I would go. I'll go Jones, Islam, Taporia, uh,
Dvalishvili,
D, yeah,
Duplessis,
Rob,
Duplessis.
DDP. Yeah, maybe six, and then Pereira seven.
Mm-hmm. I,
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
well, we'll leave it there. But let's move on, Henry. This is what the UFC fought for, and they kept the guy on there. I mean, just listen. You know what you pay for when you buy a ticket, and there's a guy on the card called Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje is on the card. I mean, you know what
Justin
you
gets
paid
pissed when
for.
they mispronounce his last name.
Shout out
Gaethje.
to Ron Kirk. Ron Kirk got him on that one. They pranked him and they got him big time. But yeah, let me just start by saying what a way to just think of yourself in a comeback fight. Justin thought of himself. You don't want your comeback fight. You don't want to jump into a 5 rounder right away, and because you don't know how you're going to react to how you're going to handle shots in live action. And Justin Gaethje, he him and his team agreeing to get their feet wet with 3 rounds again. It's whether it's 3 rounds or 5 rounds, you know what you get when it's Justin Gaethje on the card. You always get a phenomenal event, and Justin Gaethje delivered. I think obviously the most exciting fight on there. They got fight of the night, but yeah, even though it was just for 3 rounds, Justin went out there. They went to war. Shout out to Rafael Fiziev. I mean, what a warrior on 10 days, 12 days notice or whatever, however long it was, coming in and still putting on a fantastic performance. My hat's off to that guy. He doesn't lose anything. Nothing changes in his stock because there weren't really a lot of people lined up to fight Justin Gaethje. Yeah, they said they was, but then all of a sudden they was too heavy. All of a sudden they needed more time. All of a sudden they want a little extra check on top of it. So, it is what it is. They both
Yeah,
guys went out and they put on a fantastic performance. This was the fight that kept the audience awake, kept them alive, and it was a star-studded crowd.
yeah,
I was in there, shiny, Gucci suited up. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, they kept me awake in there. So
yeah,
shout out to them, Justin Gaethje, man. I'm so proud of little bro. He delivers every time. He's able to go to a place and fights right away that it takes me, I'm being honest, it takes me some time to build into that spot. But he's able to just go there right away and live in that smoke. So
yeah,
yeah, amazing fight. And shout out to once again to Hafai Fiziev coming in and putting in a fantastic performance. They saved that
yeah.
card.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Well, Justin number one, round one was kind of a little, round one I was like, damn, man, Justin looked a little off.
Damn near gave me a heart attack.
Yeah, he got taken down. He was missing some of those shots, and obviously Fazil was looking really crisp. But then once that round two came, like there's a lot of things that people are not seeing with Justin Gage. He's got really good level change, and not just that, but he's got like this hockey, dirty boxing uppercut where he controls your neck,
Oh,
and
I
boom, he
know.
throws that
I
uppercut, dude.
know.
I gotta,
I
I
felt
gotta,
that.
yeah, I got
Bro.
it, dude. Moves like that are so underrated, and they're so dangerous, and they're so sneaky. And I just feel like he went back to his kick. You know, I felt like he could have done a better job, like kind of covering ground a little bit, like maybe like double fake because he was missing a little bit. And Fiziev does a really good job of bouncing out. But other than that, man, I think it was just more heart from Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje came out with the heart of a lion. He knew that he was the underdog in this fight because he got knocked, because he got knocked out his last fight. But he proved that his heart is still there. Um, that he still wants this. But I will say this: I'm kind of pissed at Justin Gaethje, is because he should have gone on that mic and said, "Give me my damn title shot, Dana," because he is the fat favorite. He is an American. This is America versus the Russian. He could have done a better job than that, than rather just say whatever the UFC wants. Like he's got to get better on that mic. I still do believe that Dana White will give him that opportunity. I do believe that more likely what's going to happen with Ilya Tuporia, they're probably going to give him Dustin Poirier. That this is what I'm thinking, because Dana White's already kind of hinting is like I think Justin Gaethje is going to get this next fight against Islam Makhachev. But when I see this fight against Islam Makhachev and I'm looking at round one with Fiziev, I think more likely they're really going to try to take it to the ground right away. Nobody wants to get uppercut by Justin Gaethje. Nobody wants to get kicked by him. So I hope Justin Gaethje gets that title fight, which I do believe. I'm betting. I'll put 100 stacks on that Justin Gaethje will get that next title shot because of that performance.
I agree with you, Henry. And it's Justin is just I sometimes I'm like, you're just so nice. You're too straight arrow sometimes for me to where it's like, hey, you gotta sell yourself sometimes. This is where you do it because as much as much of a performer you are in there, you gotta give them something to look forward to. You gotta let them know what you're a performer. But now this is what WWE and The Rock and these guys do so well is making you okay. Something's coming. I'm excited for. Oh, I can't wait to see that again. Justin, you got to do a little better job of that. You know, but he's just so damn honest, which is why I love that freaking dude. He's so damn honest to where he just gets on and he's like, yeah, okay, if I get it, I get it. I'm in a good position, but not the greatest position. It's just a little too honest for the fan. Tell them I deserve that effing shot. And I do believe he potentially will get that shot. And I hope he does get that shot. That's gonna be a tough camp. I just know it right now. Um, for me personally, to going into there to potentially train with him. But
Yeah, and
yeah,
these guys are they're talking about June, bro. Like Ramadan is over. Like he's an active fighter, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I do feel like, but you're right. Justin Gaethje does need to, just as he fights, he needs to talk, and particularly after he wins, particularly in a performance like that. But we're looking at International Fight Week tomorrow. You know, are we talking about maybe a duel, the Nigerian Nightmare and Justin Gaethje in the same card, and maybe Rose Namajunas
Hey,
once again? What's up?
hey, we can make it. We can make it
Am I
happen. I
am I
mean, I'm.
am I spilling the beans a little too soon, Kush? What's up?
I don't know if you're spilling the beans, but I don't know because think about it. Justin did take a long layoff, um, and now he's just starting. He might need a little bit more time to really, you know, get through this fight. Let just work his body back in. He might need just a little bit more time before jumping back into another one. So I don't know if June will work, but hey, if it's a title shot and it's something that you can't pass up, hey, you might have to jump back on that. So, but I mean, he looked shout out to Justin Gaethje. You know, I'm rocking this hat because of him. You know, they rock with my man. So, but it's so impressive just to watch him do some things. It's like Henry watching a little brother like excel at something, and that inspires you to go out there and try to excel as well. And so it definitely inspired me. I was driving home and I just, hit a couple extra, just past the house one or two times just because I was in the car, just jamming in my zone, in my head and thinking of potentially what's to come. So, shout out to him.
So are
Fantastic.
you are you breaking news right now, Kush? Are you
I'm not
you
breaking any damn news, Henry. Stop trying to be messy. Ain't no news being broken. I'm just saying I was inspired. And once again, shout out to Rafael Fiziev for coming in there and delivering a performance like that. And rightfully so, he deserves to go home with an extra 50K. You know, that's, I believe, 14th bonus for Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, 950,000. He's getting close
Thousand.
to a mil, bro.
Whoo!
I'm not sure. Does Charles Oliveira have more bonuses than Justin?
I don't know. I know he's
Can
up there
somebody
too.
look that up? Cause low dog.
Definitely, he might, but Charles Oliveira also has 20 something fights in the UFC. While Justin Gaethje only has what 15 or 12, 15 or 14 fights. He has
20. Yeah, he's got a million,
20.
bro.
Jesus,
He's got a million in the bank.
right,
Cerrone.
right.
Wow. Oh shit.
16,
Okay. Justin
15.
Gaethje's
Justin
got
Gaethje's at
14.
14. Where am I at? I'm not even on the list, huh?
I got
Damn,
four.
they ran out of me.
I got four. I got four, Kush. I got four performances.
You got four? Okay. Dang, they ain't even put me on the list. They said, nah, don't even put that boy on there. I
I
thought
got
I had
four,
a
but I
couple
got
of them.
two. But I got two belts and a damn gold medal. What up?
Wow. You just had to drop that in there, huh? You just oh, okay, but Henry, yeah, the rest of the card was okay. Obviously the Bahamondes versus Jalen Turner fight. Bahamondes just I mean, it showed that he's a complete fighter. You know, even the fight went down to the ground, he was able to still work in and get lock in a triangle. When was it, Henry? When was the last time you saw someone hit a triangle on their back? You know, that
Yeah,
doesn't,
it's
it feels like, it seems like that's not a submission really that we see that much anymore because now people train MMA. People know how to defend that. That's like the common, we defend triangles, you
yeah.
know, and
Turner kind of frustrates me a little bit, Kamaro, because man, he's such a gift, bro. 6'3", 155 pounds.
right,
But I don't think he never really understood his biomechanics. I don't know if there was a belief aspect to it. But you know what I'm saying? The Chilean Ignacio, kudos to him, man. And congratulations to him. But he pulls
right,
guard and then he's putting himself in like really bad positions. You're just like, dude, you can see it coming from a mile away as a fighter, as a grappler. You're like, dude, posture up, control his hands, press into him. And he just did not do any of that. And even Ignacio freaking pulled guard. He got hit with
right, right, right,
he
right.
legit pulled guard. And dude, I mean, Jalen Turner he's just not a well-rounded fighter, man. I think he retired that night.
Did he?
And yeah, he retired, bro. He announced his retirement. Maybe because of his retirement, maybe he just doesn't love the sport no more. Maybe it's not for him. But if Jalen Turner was to have a crazy IQ with that ability, bro, he'd be another John Jones. But that's just not the case, man. So it's a hypothetical. It's like pound for pound, right, Kush? It's a hypothetical.
I agree. Well, yeah, if he did retire, congrats and on the retirement. He did use his time wisely while he was here. Could some results could have gone a different way? Shoulda, woulda, could have. It is what it is. That's just the game that we're in. It's the fight business, and I agree with you, Henry. He was a gifted fighter and a mixed martial artist with just his long limbs, and I do believe he grew a lot to watching him at the beginning of his career to where he did get to being up in the rankings. So yeah, happy retirement to Jalen. Congratulations to Bahamondes. Great first round submission. The rest of the card, we had some good fights and some, a little, fights that weren't as good. But before we get to wrap on this, Henry, we got to talk about Mauricio Huffy. Jesus. I mean,
Who?
not just Huffy. It's what these boys are doing down there. I know we talk about them. That's like the topic now, but every now and again, we see these uprising of these teams. We saw the uprising of American Top Team. We saw the uprising of the Black Zillions. We saw the uprising of AKA. We saw Jackson's. We saw the uprising of Killcliff. We see the uprising of Fight Nerds. And before that, before Fight Nerds, what were we talking about? We saw the uprising of City Kickboxing, right? But look at what the Fight Nerds are doing in the sport right now. Jeez. Mauricio Huffy.
Fuck.
I got a chance to
That's KO of the year, dude.
work out alongside him at the Performance Institute one of the days. I think earlier in the week, maybe like a Wednesday, and he was working out. He was shadowboxing over in the corner, and I was working out in the corner with Trevor. And just watching him shadowbox as well, you can tell these guys spend time there. They're visualizing distance. He's moving. He can really see the opponent in front of him when he's shadowboxing and throwing these strikes. And man, when he gets in, right when that fight started, with the way he started stalking and pressing Bobby, it made Bobby uncomfortable. And I know sometimes it takes time to get, not Bobby, King. Sometimes it takes time to get King going, but and shout out to King. I think King is a great fighter, a veteran fighter, very very fun fighter. King is someone that like a Michael Johnson. These guys, every time you see their name on the card, you already know what you're gonna get. It's gonna be a scrap. And but Huffy didn't even budge. He had pressure on him. He stalked him down, walked him down. When he got his chance, he put together that beautiful wheel kick, and it was picture perfect. The spin, the look back, finish, follow through was picture perfect. And hey, Henry, I think we have an early candidate for knockout of the year.
Yeah, no,
That was
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. 100%. I think, fuck, I'm gonna call it right now, dude. That might be,
Look at
dude,
this.
a wheelhouse kick like that, bro. I
Beam.
mean, the way he would, like, it's not a TKO, dude. He put him the hell out, dude. Like, he's
Put him out. Face first. Okay, relax. Relax. We
sham,
need to snore.
sham.
But shout out to Mauricio Huffy.
But I
It's
will say
beautiful.
this: they're really good, and I like them. I like Gene Silva. I like, Boralio. I like
Carlos
Brates,
Prates.
brat.
Don't
But
forget my dog. I seen him a couple times this week.
oh yeah, was he eyeballing? You say what's up, dude?
Of course. No, it's all respect. He's one of those young guys that uh, if I had the opportunity to give him that, if I was picking someone to give an opportunity to fight myself, he's on that short list. He's one of those guys because I know he's going to bring it, and he's just a good young man. You would want to give him that opportunity to elevate his name and his status. So for
Yeah,
sure, I,
yeah.
I like him. And you see him at the during the fights. They put the camera on him. He lit that
So
cig on him. You see
I
that?
saw that, dude. I saw that, bro. I saw him with that. Was it a cig or was it
Carlos
Kush?
Prates. What? I don't know what it was, but he sparked up.
Yeah. At this point, Kamaro, though, too, it's like, all right, man. It's a marketing phase too. We gotta start seeing Huffy again. So getting into the top 10, like getting into these real fighters. I mean, those weight divisions, 55, 70, 45, like they're in the deepest divisions where you don't just need a left hook, a right hand, like at heavyweight or light heavyweight, bro. Once you go past once you go past 100, once you're past 170 pounds, okay, it just changes, man. Like there's to me, there's from 45 to 75, because I think Gene Silva's 45, Hoofy's 55, Prates is 70, Boralho is 85. Fuck,
85.
man.
And
I'd
he's
be
stacked.
curious to see out of all of them who takes it the furthest, man. Like Gene Silva's got a shot, dude, especially now that
Bryce
Topuria left
Mitchell.
145 pounds. Hoofy
Mhm.
though, he's in a killer division, bro. I mean, obviously he did beat King Green, but man, we're talking about anybody from the top 10 to Armin Sarukian, Oliveira, Gaethje, Poirier, Holloway. I mean, bro, I would love to see Hoofy fight Max Holloway next. And particularly the reason why I say is because Max Holloway just went up to 155 pounds, and I think these guys are. I would love to see that fight with him and Holloway.
Who?
Hoofy.
Oof. Come on, bro. I mean, that's I get it for just a fight fan. Yeah, that's a great one. But Max Holloway is top in the division. Come on,
Oh, hold on.
let's.
So you're not giving Hoofy a shot, dude? After all
No,
that?
it's not that I'm not. No, it's not that I'm not giving Hoofy a shot. Is we don't want to just throw because you do him a disservice. If he goes out there and loses, then you're making it seem like, oh, he's way back behind because he's not even in the rankings yet. I think Mauricio Hoofy did a fantastic job of a call out. They asked him who he wanted. He said, "Why not Beneil Dariush?" Yeah, who would like to see that a fight
Okay,
night?
okay,
It was a
okay. Now,
perfect
Kamar,
setup.
now you're about to eat your words. What is Benil Dariush? Benil Dariush is number 9. I mean, I would like to see him fight Moicano, dude. Like, I
Either
mean, whatever,
one,
dude.
but
These are all good fights.
exactly.
What about no?
But
I would
that's
give him
not too.
Saint Denis. Saint Denis would
It's
be the
but
perfect fight. Jump into the top 15 and then start climbing your way up.
Yeah, but that's not that. Yeah, exactly. But he didn't shoot up at the top. Oh yeah, give me Max Holloway, give me Justin. He didn't shoot there. I think this was a beautiful, well timed shot of who you wanted next. He asked for Beneil Dariush, but it could go Beneil Dariush. It could be Moicano. I mean, Fiziev would be a fun fight. You know, both of them headline. That would be a fun fight. But any one of those are great fights. So I
Yeah,
like it. And
Benil
yeah, you're right.
Dariush is not. Benil Dariush would be a real test because that dude's gonna grapple, and his
Exactly.
grappling is no joke. I mean, yeah.
Exactly. But this is the thing though. We haven't seen that from Mauricio Hufi yet. Really. So we can't say that he can't grapple. We don't know. I guarantee you he's got something up his sleeve down there as well. So we'll see. But Henry, was there anything that surprised you at all of the night?
That was an excellent card, man. Excellent card from top, stop to finish. Obviously, there was a couple fights that, due to sickness from Curtis Blaze versus
Right.
Rizvan, and that was
Right.
called off, and Santos versus Diaz was also.
Was a war. It was a back and forth a fight.
Yeah, no. Other than that, Kamaru, the fight card was good, man. Obviously, we had a couple fights to pull out last minute. I'm not sure if your boy Curtis Blades, man, get Blaze was he got sick or whatever, but I don't know, man. You want to give some insight on that?
No, I mean it happens. People get sick and they just can't go during fight day. And obviously, Henry, we all know that's a very very tough decision to make, especially when you showed up. You put the training camp in and you showed up to get paid for your work. And unfortunately, when it doesn't happen, I'm sure that's extremely disappointing. So, speedy recovery for Curtis Blades because he's definitely a competitor, and I think that UFC is probably gonna remake that fight and put it on a later card. But Henry, let's move on. In other news, you know, I got the pleasure of sitting one seat away from the UFC welterweight Hall of Fame inductee, Robbie, well, ruthless Robbie Lawler. And yeah, we got to give it up. I Henry, it's this is just the way that my brain works. Is I I've just been wired like this since I was younger, is to think of and put myself in certain positions as in real time. So when I do get into those positions, it's not foreign for me. I feel like I've been there before. Mentally, I feel like I've been there before. And I thought about how it would be when I got into UFC if I was winning, how it would be if I ever became champion, how it would be if potentially I got the honor of becoming a Hall of Famer. And I like to look at certain guys that it's kind of like motivation of what you shoot for. And sitting there and watching Robbie get inducted into the Hall of Fame, you can't help it. I wanted to tear up for him, and he was fighting. Robbie's a tough freaking dude. Robbie's one of those dudes that don't show no emotions, never. But of course, I'm getting to kind of know him a lot more and more because he's down there at Kill Cliff, so I'm starting to kind of get to know his personality a little bit more. But he was tearing up when they start to show your body of work, Henry. When you're done, and they start to really let you know this is how much you've put into this sport. This is how much of your life you dedicated to this, and they're showing you your body of work, and they're saying thank you for what you've done. I mean, bro, I'm getting emotional right now just talking about it, man.
Yeah, so it sounds like the
Congratulations.
end is coming for. It sounds like the end. You're making it seem like the end is coming, Kush.
What do you mean? What you talking about? You talking, bro? You've retired like 3 times, at least 4 times.
Got him, got him.
What are you talking about, bro? No, I just literally told you is I always that's just how my mind works. I put myself in. It's like something to shoot for, And when by the time I get to that point, it's not foreign. I know how to act when I get there because I've envisioned it. I've put myself there, and I'm inspired by watching guys like that, Robbie Lawler, and same thing when Rashad Evans was inducted. Rashad Evans is someone that I really tried to emulate in everything that I do,
Yeah, I
and
was actually there with you when you got inducted, Kush. I remember it was,
right,
which was
right,
really
right,
nice of
right,
you, bro. You took the tab, bro, at the club that one day, and I was just like, man, that
did
meant
I?
a lot. I meant a lot because I let you know that you're just
Hey, I'm gonna
grateful to
need you
even
to
have
send me
me.
something back, bro. I'm gonna need you to slide me something for that night. I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing it up. I'm gonna need you to slide me something, bro.
No,
Yeah.
that's your boy, dude. That's your boy. That's what boys do for each other, man. I think that says
Right,
a lot
right,
about you,
right.
Kamara.
Right, man. I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for guys like Rashad Evans, man. Um, guys like Robbie, GSP, indirectly because these are the guys that came before me. Even though it was at one point I would have loved to fight these guys, but it was not because I thought bad about them or I wanted to talk trash to them. It was just because I respected them so much that it would have been an honor and a privilege to be able to step in there with these guys. And that's just kind of how I am and how I was raised. I respect those that have paved the way for us and that have come before us. Unlike some of these new school guys now that just it's all about talking and them trying to be that guy. But I respect these guys. I mean, you see it. Robbie Lawler, his body of work is impressive. I watched this guy fight, and it didn't matter if he was at welterweight or middleweight. Bruh, Robbie Lawler come to thump every time. So big shout out to Robbie. Congratulations once again on being inducted to the Hall of Fame. You freaking deserve it. I mean, a guy that has been in the UFC since he was 18 or maybe even 17 and knocking out grown men. Um, man, hats off to you, Robbie. Congratulations, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, congratulations, Robbie Lawler, dude. If I could just chime in my 2 cents, bro. It's like what's cool about Robbie Lawler is he gave a lot of people hope, dude, on you could have 2 phases in your career. The first phase was like, yeah, he started off clean or whatnot, and then he slowly kind of got battered, and he was able to come out of that and then start battering people and then becoming champion. I mean, talk about persistence and talk about a guy that did not waver from his dream, dude. So all respect to one of the OGs, bro. Like he's really one of the originals that really started
Right,
fighting, bro. Started MMA, bro, in Davenport, Iowa. With Pat Miletich. I mean,
right,
like
right.
the dude goes back to like UFC like 30 or something. Like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like it's ironic just to do. We're at UFC
right.
313, bro. This dude was literally like I'm not even like the UFC something like 50 maybe or maybe even lower than that.
Now UFC 37.
See,
Jesus.
I was right, Kush. You see?
Sheesh. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, shout out to Robbie. Congratulations once again. Also, in other news, Henry, it was announced finally Dana White and TKO partner with the Saudis for a new boxing promotion that will save boxing. And I freaking love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Contrary to what when we had the champion Tyson Fury here, he did make some light of why he liked the different sanctioning bodies because now you become the business as it comes to boxing, to where now you can say, all right, these guys are going to pay me more to fight for their title. Or these guys are going to pay me more. So where it becomes kind of a bidding war now of where you fight. So I do respect that aspect of it, because as competitors, we want to be compensated the most possible for the work that we put in. So I understand and I respect that. But this cleans up a lot of the trash that has been going on in the sport of boxing, to
Yeah.
where we hear about fighters being robbed all the time by, if it's not the manager, it's the agent, it's the promoter, it's the manager, it's all these different people. But this simplifies it. And that's what one thing people don't realize a lot about us UFC fighters is we don't have to necessarily deal with all of that. We deal with our managers and our trainers, if we, and that's that. Whatever else is extra that we go out there and get, and I think Dana coming in is going to clean that up. And definitely the run of show. We want to make boxing entertaining again. Like I told you, I go to a boxing event, I am bored. I'm bored. And I come there for one fight. That's it. Dana said, no, we're going to make the run of show shorter. We're going to make it a better looking show. It's going to be more fun, more entertaining. And listen, Henry, I'm going to tell you this. Dana can sell salt to a slug, because I went to Power Slap on Friday. Bruh, it was 5,000 people in there, packed, watching people smack each other in the face. Jeez.
Dude,
These
that's
dudes got walkout songs. These dudes walking out, shaking hands of fans. These dudes climbing up there, praying before they get up there. I'm like, what is this? But that is what Dana White has turned this into. He's turned this into a sport. And Dana is, let's be honest, this is the greatest promoter that's ever done it. The greatest. I would put him simultaneously, obviously, between him and Don King, but Dana is definitely, I would say, the greatest to do it right now. And we can't wait to see what he does when he puts his hands on boxing.
yeah. You know what I like about it, Kamar? Because you're right, dude. I mean, it's but I also feel like because boxing is so much more competitive than mixed martial arts, it's been around a lot longer. I would like to see at least two belts. You know what I'm saying? You have like two belts rather than four, and I think it's an easy sweep for Turkey Al Sheikh and TKO, because that's all Turkey needs to do is just buy the governing bodies out. You offer them all $100 million, they're all gonna take it. Everybody may, but maybe the WBC, because the WBC, it's like it's part of like a an emblem here in Mexico, but money talks, dude. So the sport's going to be cleaned up. We're gonna see the best fight the best, but the purse status for boxing, it should remain a little bit different, man. Like it shouldn't be the UFC model. That's one situation that I will disagree, because man,
I
boxing
agree.
is different. Come on, boxing is a lot more dangerous than what the sport of mixed martial arts is, bro. Like, dude, they're taking blows to the head,
Right.
bro. These boxers,
Right.
they train harder than anybody, and probably in any sport, just like wrestling, dude. So
Relax.
I hope that the purse and the way they structure, 'cause I do believe that Turkey's a pretty fair dude. Like Turkey is spending millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, and to me, he's also a promoter. For me, like he's a promoter of the year, man. Like he's the one that's making this stuff happen. He's the one that's putting his money where his mouth is. He's the one that's really cleaning up the sport of boxing. I mean, he was debating with Canelo Alvarez, and they were chirping at each other, and then next you know they're both together shaking hands and calling each other bro, bro. Like, it's kind of funny. But what I'm saying is it's strictly business, and he sees the big purpose in the sport. And I am glad, bro, because I grew up watching boxing, and I want to see the best fight the best.
Yeah. No, I get it. And yeah, hopefully we will see that. But Henry, also New York State Athletic Commission says that the Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach result will stand, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Listen, Lamont Roach has gotten what he needed to get out of this, and that's the recognition that, hey, there is somebody that could potentially go toe to toe with Gervonta Davis and potentially beat him. So yes, he's getting that rub now, because and hopefully we get him on the show to actually talk to him about that and how it feels. Because hey, sometimes even when you don't win, you win. And in this case, Lamont Roach has won. Look at Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. Even when you don't win, you win. Because Francis, he won. Trust me. And so, hey, that's sometimes what it takes. But this result sets up a rematch that everybody's definitely going to watch now. We thought this one was big. The rematch is going to be humongous. And so I can't wait to see it. I agree. I
And
agree with New York.
Gervonta Davis sells tickets, bro. Gervonta Davis right now, other than Canelo
He's the face.
Alvarez,
He's the face of boxing.
yeah,
Besides
he's
Canelo, yeah, he's the face of
like
boxing. I would
he's
even put him
he's
over Terrence Crawford as
yeah.
far as face of boxing.
Yeah. Gervonta Davis sells more than Terrence Crawford. Gervonta sells more than anybody but Canelo because the Mexican fans, bro,
Right, 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 right.
dude, they buy everything, bro. That's why everybody wants to fight. That's where he makes all his money. So I like it, bro. I like what's going on, but I do believe that they're going to try to still take it to the next level. Like they're gonna appeal the appeal. Like I was reading today that his lawyer and whatnot, they're gonna get involved. I think they're actually gonna take legal action rather than just going through the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So I like it, bro. I just feel like if you put yourself in his shoes, Kamaru, and Roach's shoes, you think a little bit different. If you take a fucking knee, if you bend the knee, and you did that whole nine, like that's still a point. I go back to it. We're gonna go in circles, but whatever it is, if they're able to get that rematch on, dude, I would love to see Lamont Roach get his due justice and beat him fair and square. And hopefully these judges come to a point where they're just honest, dude.
Yeah, no, Henry. I think it's ridiculous. It's dumb to appeal the appeal. Like, what's the point? Why? You're getting what you want, and now why appealing the appeal and going after this? It cheapens Lamont. It cheapens it because Lamont definitely he did the work in there, and the rematch. They said they're going to do a rematch.
Can I read this real quick, Kush?
Yeah.
Lamont and his team remain disappointed by the announced outcome and the lack of action by the commission, but grateful for the support of the boxing public. Roach's attorney Gregory M. Smith told ESPN Lamont is confident that a rematch will end with a victory, but until then, he is the people's champ at 135 pounds.
Okay. Yeah. That's
Run it
it.
back, run it back. If homeboy said May, like run it back in May, bro. Like don't do a fucking Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. Like a lot of these fighters, like they're all trying to fucking retire undefeated, man, without fighting the best, bro. Like to me, that's not that like you
I
won't
don't.
be
But I
considered.
don't. I don't.
It's the same reason
Yeah. I
why I
mean,
don't consider Floyd Mayweather the greatest of all time. You know who I consider the greatest of all time? Manny Pacquiao, 8 division world champ, fought everybody in their damn prime. Everybody from Miguel Cotto, De La Hoya, Juan Manuel Marquez, Pereira, Morales,
well,
Mayweather.
I
It took
can.
7 years for Mayweather to do that. So to me,
I
like
can't. I
Mayweather
can't
is probably
argue
top
with
five.
you. Listen, I can't. I can't argue with that. I will. For let's go back for Lamont Roach. I think that's a great statement right there. That's a good statement. You just leave it at that. I think you spend your energy now in trying to secure the rematch because we know that's a bigger bag. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Is you want to
It's a
be
big
compensated for
bag,
the work
dude.
that you put in. So that's a bigger bag. So
That's
now once you get
That's
that
10
big
million for
bag,
Lamont.
that's what you get that big bag. Now you get that chance too to prove that you're the best in the world. So if you feel you beat him already, hey, now you go out there and you really do it. It's not like it was a loss, it's a draw. So now you go out there and you really prove it. So I think that's where the energy should be. But like you were just saying, listen, we can both agree that Floyd is the greatest defensive fighter of all time, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so at least we'll give him that. As far as the greatest of all time, that's a discussion that's it's hard to have, and it is what it is. But Floyd's definitely in the conversation, and that's what's important. But as far as defensive fighter of all time, greatest, it's
100%.
without a
It
doubt.
is Floyd.
Yeah. Well, Henry, before we go real quick, we have the questions from a casual. And the question from a casual this week is what is the best post fight party you've ever been to? Which was your best post fight celebration and other fighters you attended?
Ooh, dude. Typically we don't go to parties. Like we had to, a main event. We win a world championship. Um, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to say it's not even mine. I'm gonna say when I was cornering Davidson Figueiredo
Yeah.
and when he beat Brandon Moreno. I remember the fucking Mexican. I had to get out of that. I needed security guards. They were trying to kill me, dude. And I remember I remember we were going back to the hotel. We had a suite, and it was just freaking awesome for all of us. All the hard work and all the, especially as a coach. Like I never understood that I could feel that same feeling as a fighter, as a coach, or as you know what I'm saying, as a mentor.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah,
it was fucking awesome knowing that this dude trusted me for 3 months to come and train with me, to follow the game plan, and then go out there and fucking beat him. And to me, it's like going on top of going back to the hotel in the suite and just fucking ordering pizza and just drinking a little bit, having fun. It was, to me, it was the best, dude.
yeah. No, for me personally, I don't, unless I have an after party set up that I'm obligated to go to. I don't really necessarily like to be out after a fight. I actually love to decompress and go to the hotel and take a bath. But best, I would say some of the just fun ones that I've been to. I forget what fight that was in Canada. Um, I was in Canada. I was a guest fighter in Canada. I think it was me and Wonderboy were guest fighters. It was one time, and it was just a great. I had a great time after. Got to just eat good food, and I think it was Toronto. Good food, and just had a great time. And also, I would say that another good one is when Rashad fought Dan Henderson in Winnipeg, Canada. That was a fun time as well, being around friends, family, and just seeing Rashad at the height of his career and seeing how much he was loved and respected. I would always admire that. Like I said, Rashad is always big bro for me, and he definitely showed me the way to conduct yourself in and outside the cage, and how to go about being a professional in the sport of mixed martial artists. So, yeah, I would say, Rashad Evans
Yeah, I
is
honestly, bro, I think we're forgetting one, dude. And I think, remember when when the Prince Hamdan from Abu Dhabi, he had a chance
right,
to
right,
take us
right,
out, dude,
right,
and
right, right,
in
right.
Dubai.
When we went out there, and
That
we
was
got a bunch of we just went up, and the food they made brought us a bunch of food. And hey, didn't they order specifically Popeyes? It was when the Popeyes chicken sandwich came out. Remember when there was lines, people were fighting for Popeyes chicken sandwich, and you couldn't get them anywhere. And we were in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, and got Popeyes chicken sandwich. And then yeah, we had fun with Malik and some of those guys. It was a great time. It was a great time. Always a great time with our Middle Eastern brothers, even the Moroccan brothers. Hey, Abu, Atman, Azadtar, all these guys, the
dude,
family.
that's another one, Kush.
Yeah,
Remember Casablanca? Was it
Omar,
Casablanca?
yeah, Casablanca, yeah. No, not Casablanca. Went to Marrakesh and Rabat. Just a great time, So shout out to those guys, my brother Abu, Azatar, Otman, Omar, the whole family. Shout out to them. And of course, Your Majesty, shout out to him big time. Yeah, we've definitely had some great times, Henry, with some of our brothers all around the world, man. That's such a great thing about this sport. We've had a great time, and thankful. We're thankful. I'm thankful to God for giving us that opportunity. But Henry, UFC 313, once again, another one is over. And now we look forward to, obviously, the next fight night coming up, Roman Dolidze versus Marvin Vettori. But UFC 314 taking place April 12th in Miami. That's a banging card. And, of course, stay tuned. We're going to have breakdowns and everything for you guys as we get closer and closer. But, Henry, go enjoy your weekend with me. I'm the Nigerian Nightmare. Ah, damn, I think it shrunk.
Dude, that's a mega pause. Sound like you constipated, Kush.
I'm sorry. You called me 2 times this time. You called me twice. All right, I give you that. I'm the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C.
And we are out.